When thinking of violence, what films come to mind?
Action films and sort of like horror films. I don't know, things with sort of like Bruce Willis in, for sure. Then also things like Saw as well.
They make you think of violence.
Because there's always someone getting hurt, obviously. Like it's never like you always see it. It's always in clear sight.
Thinking back to films you watched when you were younger, did any shock you because of what you saw in terms of violence?
Home Alone, when he treads on the thing on the ice, those little spiky things. When he trod on that, I thought it was shocking. But then because it's sort of like slapstick, like humour, it's funny because you see it as a kid. But then I think, like, I didn't really watch any violent films when I was little. I'm more of a Disney princess person myself.
Are there any directors you think are significant when it comes to producing violent films?
I don't know any, but I know there's Quentin Tarantino, but that's all I know of.
And why do you think he's significant?
Because he makes films like Django, and that like pure 4-minute clip of people dying
You love that
with
too.
the rap music. Iconic.
So iconic. Watching modern films, is the shock still there?
No, I don't think it is anymore.
Why do you think this?
Because where we're all so like aware of it from a young age, it's not really shocking anymore. Like watching Saw now, it doesn't make me go, oh my god. It's just someone dying, really.
Yeah, just become part of
Life.
life, what you see, part of what you see every day.
Circle of life.
What films were iconic when it came to violence?
It depends in what year.
Like when you were sort of younger, like
Oh, when I was younger.
about sort of 10 years ago. What films are iconic when it came to violence to you?
It was more like, because of how young I was, it's sort of more like slapstick comedies, like things like Scooby-Doo. Like, they were violent, like they're funny violent, but they were still violent. And Home Alone and things like that.
It's kind of bad how we find all these violent things funny.
Yeah, and The
It's quite
Simpsons
bad.
especially.
Yeah.
Like when he had his willy out and you saw his willy. Do you remember that in the movie?
I remember
And it was
that.
like his willy. I was like, am I
Hello.
meant to be watching this? What was that?
If you had to comment on how violence has changed in films since you were younger, what would you say?
You see a lot more. It's a lot more graphic purely because, like in Django, you actually see someone getting shot, and in Saw, you actually see someone's insides get ripped out. Whereas before, it was sort of like you knew it was happening, and you could see a bit of blood, and you could see a little bit, but you can't really see a lot.
Yeah.
So I think it's changed in that way.
You had really bad props as well, so like...
The blood was tomato ketchup.
Yeah, pretty much. And the villains look like paper mache.
Mm.
Bad.